Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts as they check out the Invincible 37 Catamaran, a boat with endless possibilities in terms of fishing and adventure. The Invincible 37 Catamaran has an overall length of 37 feet, a beam of 12 feet, and a max horsepower rating of 1,800. Engineered to take on big seas with ease, she has a draft of 20 inches, a weight of 14,000 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 640 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts.
Guys, I gotta tell you, the first impression to me of the Invincible 37 started when I got out of the truck. This thing is enormous. I've been on bigger boats. I don't know if I've ever been on a boat with more room inside.
Rick, you're right. This boat is massive. You know the old saying, go big or go home? I'm not going home today.
You guys both hit the nail right on the head. You know what, a lot of people, when you talk about catamaran style boats, the first thing everybody wants to talk about is the ride on these boats. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about these boats is the stability and the amount of room. You're both exactly right. And if it's half as rough as it was yesterday when we were filming, we're gonna get to see what this boat's all about.
You know, it's interesting to me that catamaran style fishing boats actually predate all of us. They've been around a long time. It's even more interesting to me that through my entire fishing lifetime, it seems like there's always been somebody trying to get a cat exposed to the market as the superior riding vessels they are, with more interior room and better efficiency than almost any comparably sized monohull.
The chance to see what all the fuss was about surrounding the Morelli and Melvin design semi-asymmetrical Invincible catamaran finally caught up with me this season. Before we cleared the inlet, I had the opportunity to get acquainted with the boat's personality for a while in the open reaches of the Indian River, and immediately noticed something different about the ride. Already being very familiar with the unsettling habit most catamarans have of leaning away from the direction you turn them, I was pleasantly surprised to feel the 37 lean into the turn, more like a monohull. This was no doubt a byproduct of the asymmetrical design of the twin hulls, and it completely changed the way the boat reacted in a hard turn. We got this boat up to 60 miles an hour and did some of the most radical maneuvering from every angle of attack, and I could not make the 37 pound or get anyone wet. My first thought after we slowed down to do a little fishing was based on the ride. I wish we were headed 100 miles offshore because we couldn't have been more comfortable on this boat. From a fishing standpoint, the 37 is as stable as a barge, and the 37 by 12 deck outline was such a pleasant experience to navigate around. We all kept shaking our heads saying, how big is this thing? At first glance, I wondered about the extra large coffin box seat in the bow and whether it was going to be using too much deck space for its worth. But after getting on board, the open space seemed to increase in size.
Now, Invincible took advantage of this 12-foot beam in the bow. Instead of the traditional wraparound bow seating, there was a lounge seat with removable backrest for 2 and a bench seat for 3 in front of the helm.
With plenty of room to work all around the foredeck, the additional space to store cargo was a smart addition to the pair of index storage compartments on either side of it. The space alongside of the imposing 3-sided enclosed hardtop console was wide open, continuing into an exceptionally roomy cockpit. The helm station on this model included back-to-back seating with a triple-wide seat with the wheel position at center, facing forward, and another triple-wide rear-facing cockpit seat to relax from while you're monitoring your trolling spread. A pair of industrial-sized live wells in the cockpit include a wide cross-transom height tank and another 70-gallon tank in the deck. Each well supplied by a sea chest system, and like the 39 Open, they can be rigged with at least 2 and up to 6 pumps. A pair of long, deep, insulated fish holes are located to port and starboard adjacent to the helm station, with a pair of compartments behind them in opposite corners of the transom.
The hideaway jump seats are a perfect touch. There was one on the port side and one on the starboard side. Having jump seats can really be useful on long boat rides, especially in rough seas.
The combination of factors, beginning with exceptional ride and performance, massive bait and ice holding capabilities, comfortable deck layout, and a range of over 600 miles, pushed the 37 Invincible catamaran to the front of the pack for anyone in search of a serious long-range, hardcore fishing vessel.
Guys, you remember this morning I said we're gonna go big or go home? Well, we went big. We had a big boat, we had a big swell, we had big power today, but the best part is we had big fun. Today was just flat out fun.
Absolutely. You know what? I started the day saying what everybody says about a cat boat is how they ride is what impresses them the most. And I said, well, I'm looking at how the deck lays out and how the boat really performs from that standpoint. There's a ton of room, it's stable. Well, scratch that. On this boat right here, the star of the show for me today was how this boat handled. This boat performed like no other cat I've ever run.
And let me tell you why. That's because the 37 Invincible rides like cats have always been advertised like they rode. This thing, you know, some cats have been really good, but to me, there's no but with this boat. I had an old Sunday school teacher who was a football coach, and he was very successful. He said, I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you if a kid's got it. Well, let me tell you something. The 37 Invincible has got it.
Guys, we did it again. 3 incredible boats, and next week we've got 3 more.
They were 3 great boats, Lori. Hey, listen, if you'd like any information about those 3 boats or any boat you see on Florida Sportsman Best Boat, visit us at the web at floridasportsman.com.
Or we'll see you next week on another episode of Florida Sportsman Best Boat.